All right, now report number 2 of the 3 reports in the Medicare optimization series. Report number 2 is the iEstimate, if you haven't figured it out yet. So if I were to sum up the iEstimate report in one sentence, it would basically be that it empowers you to stop using generic placeholders in retirement plans. There's a big trend right now in retirement planning to stop using 90 as the end of life age for all of clients. It's kind of crazy when you think about it that people do this, because like my client has smoked for 30 years and currently has cancer at the age of 62, but I still put 90 into their plan as the longevity. Really? Well, the iEstimate is designed now to give you personalized estimates of a client's unique healthcare and long-term care costs in retirement, including a better estimate of longevity. So let's take a look at what's inside. First, who to use this report for. Use it for any client engaged in retirement planning. Plain and simple. Healthcare costs are one of the most expensive costs in retirement. It helps to place those goalposts. What are our goals for retirement planning? All right, to peek inside, this report is completely customized for each unique client. For example, this person is 59. They've stated that they would like to retire at the age of 64. They have a life expectancy of 85 years, so 21 years in retirement. We also empower the financial advisor to indicate which years this client might be subject to IRMA. Then we specify exactly how much this client should have invested by the age of retirement in order to fully fund healthcare and long-term care costs in retirement. Now, I know that is a big number and it can be very daunting to people, but truly, that's the job of a financial advisor, is to help people wrap their brains around these kind of numbers. Pretending these numbers aren't as big as they are doesn't make them magically go away. So have a conversation about it. In fact, on the next page, we break down these costs year by year to give you a sense of how inflation plays a role over the 21 years of retirement. How does Part B change in premiums? What impact does IRMA have on these dollars? What impact does long-term care have? So you can see year by year by year and actually make really solid plans based on this. We also predict long-term care needs. So based on questions that the client has answered, we give an initial estimate of specific long-term care needs, not just one bucket of money. We tell them how many years of adult daycare, how many years of in-home care or assisted living or skilled nursing facility care to estimate for. You have the ability to adjust these numbers up or down, but you have a much more realistic starting point with real long-term care numbers specific to the client's region. This is powerful stuff. This is great stuff for starting conversations. So that's inside the iEstimate. So let's go ahead and run one. Okay, we're back here now at i65. I am on the client screen with Herman 50s. Herman was recommended to do the iEstimate report. So I'm just going to start with Herman. Go ahead and start running that iEstimate report for Herman, with Herman actually. So what was your sex? We'll say male. What age do you plan on retiring? Let's say Herman plans to retire at the age of 68. All right, what is the state and zip code of the place you'd like to retire to? Let's say Herman plans to go back to where he has family. So we'll say a zip code in the state of Wisconsin. Which of the following health statements reflect your current health situation? Now, it's important to know we do not want specific health conditions. I do not need to know, i65 does not need to know that the client has Parkinson's or Alzheimer's or type 2 diabetes. We don't need to know specifics. We want the client to simply self-assess into a specific category. Those categories are very clearly defined in the system in the more information buttons. So go ahead, push the more information buttons and accurately determine which category the client best fits into. I'm going to go middle of the road for this example. Okay, we'll go ahead, continue. Do you use tobacco? We'll say Herman does not. Do you live alone? I'm going to say no, he does not, because we did indicate he was married. Do you have a personal or family history of any of the following? So based on Herman's family history, he has dementia in his family. He also has falls in his family history. So we'll go with that. Could you now or do you anticipate in the future needing help with any of these activities? Let's say mobility is a concern for Herman. Will Herman have a potential caregiver to help him with these needs, or does he anticipate the potential for needing to pay for assistance? I'm going to go that he will probably need to pay. All right, hit continue. According to your answers so far, this is the potential life expectancy according to the CDC and the SSA tool. It says 84, but please notice you have the power to put that number up, put that number down. So I'm going to leave it where it is. Do you want to include the costs of dental insurance in your healthcare estimate? I will say yes. How do you file your taxes? Remember, Herman's married, so we'll say married, filing jointly. Do you ever expect to declare more than $182,000 a year in income? I will say he does. Now, this is where your other financial planning tools or other sorts of retirement planning expertise comes into play. Please include the tiers of IRMA for the different years that you think they will be applicable. I'm going to put in some samples just to show you the role that IRMA plays, and I'm going to hit continue. According to your answers so far, these are your projections for long-term care. Based on how Herman answered questions, the number of years of adult daycare recommended is 1, years of in-home care is 2, and years of assisted living is 2. Now, one thing to keep in mind about the years, these different years, adult daycare and in-home care can overlap. Home care and assisted living can overlap. Adult daycare and assisted living can overlap. So elements of long-term care can happen together in the same year. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and hit finish. Oh, you also have the power to ratchet these up or down as you feel necessary. So I'm going to go ahead and hit finish. I'm going to download the iEstimate report, and it will pop up in a second. Okay, we're going to go ahead, open that up, and I will pull it for you. Here we go. So this is Herman's iEstimate. So based upon how we answered questions, let me make this bigger for you. So hold on while I do that. There we go. Okay, so Herman's current age is 56. He plans to retire at 68. He will live to 84. So total years in retirement, 16. Herman, in order to fully fund healthcare and long-term care costs in retirement, should have $448,000 invested by the age of 68. Please remember as well that $448,000 could also include annuities. It could include $200,000 life insurance hybrid with long-term care. There can be other elements of funding other than just cash. And then here comes that breakdown year by year by year. So you can see the impact of inflation on Medicare Part B premiums, so that you can see the impact of long-term care on the overall costs for this person. Then IRMA. What role will IRMA play into this person's plans? And long-term care expenses. Here we go. So remember, again, these are specific. It's not just one generic bucket of $200,000. It is specific years of adult daycare, in-home care, assisted living, and nursing home care, specific to the region that Herman will retire to. Every region has different costs, and these are the current values of these different care levels. and the future value of those care levels as well. And then methodology, there's all sorts of information about the report in addition to the actual numbers. So there we go. That's an iEstimate report.